It just completely made sense of my life, really.
And that was kind of what sparked my interest.
And they had a beautiful quality about them.
My life has changed completely since being a Buddhist.
I do feel Buddhism has possibly, literally saved my life.
This film will uncover how Buddhists live in the 21st century. We will learn what it takes to become a Buddhist and how it has changed lives. Firstly, we need to understand the history of it all.
There's no God in Buddhism, and the word Buddha means he who is awake, and it's based on the experience of a man who lived in northern India 2,500 years ago. And he was very curious about his own mind and his own heart, and he wanted to free himself from any reactivity and any mental and emotional suffering.
And he went into the forest. He ordained himself as a monk, and he sat down and he meditated. And he meditated for 6 years until finally he realized he was about to attain enlightenment, which was to completely free himself from all suffering.
So he did that, he gained what we call enlightenment. And in the Buddhist tradition is his experience being communicated to other people through cultures and down through the centuries.
So what exactly is Buddhism classed as? Is it a religion?
I would say that Buddhism is a philosophy rather than a religion for, I suppose, like several different reasons. I mean, a lot of people would say that it is a religion. I think it's classified within the world religions.
I'm not exactly sure what the definition of the word religion is. I think because there isn't a God, I prefer to think of it as a philosophy, or at its most simple, I prefer to think of it as a way of life and an approach to life.
I would say it is a philosophy, and obviously it is considered to be a religion, but I don't think you can box in any way. That's just what I'd say.
Discovering Buddhism can be a different story for everybody.
I got interested in Buddhism through my own suffering, really, to be quite honest about it. I've got a spinal injury, and I was in New Zealand when I was 25, and my back was really terrible. I was in hospital, I was very, very ill. And the hospital chaplain came to see me. He was an Anglican Church of England guy, but he did a meditation practice with me while I was lying in the hospital bed. And the remarkable thing about that was that my experience changed through what I did with my mind.
I started learning about meditation in the mid-90s because I worked in the computer industry and it was a bit stressful, and I was looking for a method to help, and so I found a meditation class. It wasn't Buddhist meditation, and I just started learning about meditation.
The first time I felt a sort of interest in Buddhism was, I think, in year 9, which is like 12, 13 sort of. I had a philosophy teacher, or well, a sort of religious ethics philosophy teacher, who was interested in yoga and stuff like that, and she introduced us to meditation. She did like a guided one with the class.
It appears that meditation is what Buddhism evolves around, and it is through meditation that Buddhism is practiced.
There's many, many different forms of meditation, probably hundreds of different forms of meditation in the Buddhist tradition.
One time every day we always get to do together and do a set of prayers, which is about an hour long, called Wish Fulfilling Jewel, and that happens every day.
In our tradition, the Triratna order, we have 2 foundation practices. There's the mindfulness of breathing, which is where essentially you're bringing your awareness back to the breathing body again and again, as a kind of anchor for the wandering mind. The other one is called the Metta Bhavana, which means the cultivation or development of universal loving kindness or universal friendliness. So this is helping us move away from being 100% self-referential.
Through meditation, Buddhism has had a powerful impact on the people who practice it.
How to live a happy life, how to find peace and happiness.
I think the most important things that Buddhism's taught me, first thing is wake up. Be awake as you live your life.
Buddhism has certainly taught me how to live a happier life.